Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is the Tempo
What's up?
Podcast. Can you keep
Welcome to
up?
Tempo.
What up? What up? What up? What up?
Here.
By the way, that's my favorite thing about our show is that little bit of the intro, the "Can you keep up" part. I always just thought that was like kind of clever.
Right.
But either way, there's some stuff's been happening. We took last week off because it's everybody I think is kind of a little exhausted these days. I think the world is just in kind of like a weird place right now, like overall, like just in general, pandemic even aside, like I think just socially we're in a weird place.
Yeah.
I think even if there hadn't been a pandemic, I think there would have been some weird. Obviously, like people are going out and when people. So this is a non-political thing I can say, right? People are even going out and just being out there in general and doing stuff kind of proves, what I'm getting at, which is that I think there's some social changes happening in society just overall right now. I don't know in what direction, but I just think people are getting more convictions with some of the opinions maybe they weren't so sure on maybe in the past. And it's really, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll see. But maybe, I mean, definitely will help those people individually, I think, in their endeavors. So speaking of endeavors that people will be getting help through, that was a good segue. We have a new stimulus check, y'all. And I'm continuing with the Die Hard titles.
Yeah.
I still haven't cashed my 2 tax refunds.
Dang, you was balling.
I mean, it's state and federal, and they're like not good. I got screwed on taxes last year because of the checks. But whatever, it doesn't really matter. I don't make that much money anyway. So, but anyway, but yeah, it's $1,400. They did take the $15 minimum.
My stimulus check. I'm finna go buy some live chickens. I'm finna buy me a chicken, and so that way it can lay eggs. So I ain't gotta buy eggs from the store no more. Genius.
That's honestly a galaxy brain strat. That's the kind of strategy you put in a video game mechanic so that you can farm for a speed run, so you don't have to spend 3 hours collecting something.
And I'm gonna be some good ass eggs. I'm eating all the kids. I'm gonna make sure that chicken get knocked up. Do I gotta get a rooster too? Or do chickens just lay eggs?
That's how the process of babies being made works. But
how do babies get made egg? Like, do the rooster hit it from the back and then they lay an egg? Or do they lay the egg and then the rooster put sperm on the shell and it soaks in and create a baby?
I do actually know the answer to this, but it's like kind of disturbing. So I'm not.
What is the answer? Tell me.
Well, I don't know if this is for I know some birds don't actually have like.
I have Googled it.
Traditional genitalia, but they have individual like cloacas, if you will, and they kind of like
is that like clitoris
together a little bit, yeah, and then they mix together, and there's some kind of semen.
How does the egg hatch though? Like my mom gave me some natural egg.
I think it's just like an egg that gets fertilized. I think it's just like how eggs work in other kinds of organisms, which would be like that it just gets fertilized like almost in a similar way to how ours does, but like just the picture that you meant, how you conceive that to be or perceive that to be or whatever. Oh, I never got the link, by the way, but you have it pulled up somewhere. Hold on. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, like that aside, like I'm just glad that we're getting some money out there because like I just wanted to see something pass in this vein. I don't know. I just felt like they talked about this check. How long were they talking about this for? Like, it feels like they were talking
forever.
about.
They waited for Donald Trump to get out of office, and they was like, "Let's put him a check in there, get Biden some."
He wanted to do the 2000 earlier, the end of last year. But
yeah, I mean, like, like, here's why one thing I had an issue with this bill was that the big thing that was preventing it from passing was the progressive $15 minimum wage increase, right? And it would have jumped straight to like $9 or something like that. And it's like the fact that is the separation that prevented that bill from passing.
Hold on one second.
Should tell you, the American people out there that are struggling through this pandemic, exactly who it was that prevented you from getting that Just remember that when you go to the polls next time. All I'm
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, that's the thing too.
And that's as political as I'll get. Like I'm not calling out any particular politicians in general. I'm calling out
I am
specifically the ones that were like holding out in regards to that. And it's as simple as this. Okay, maybe people don't need to be paid $15 everywhere, right? You could probably make that argument that maybe they already make that there, or it doesn't scale properly to the small businesses in a certain area, or whatever, right? But excuse me, but at the end of the day, I still believe that improving the material conditions for people in this nation is not a net bad thing, no matter how you look at it.
Right.
So, and if maybe those people have that opportunity more often to just not have to worry about that kind of thing, you know, like, oh, we have the Roosters information. I'm sorry, I'm cutting myself off to talk about this. So, yeah, the 10 to 30. What? That's insane. I don't even know if I can read that on stream.
Roasters?
Yeah, we
Roosters
have
on the roasters, you can make anywhere from 10 to 30 times per day, depending on the level of cooperation from the ladies. Ladies, the
I mean, to be
rooster.
fair, so can anybody else in real, you know, in human life, if as long as they have cooperation with the ladies. Consent is key, y'all.
No, your nuts will be the size of a sunflower seed. You'd be just so dry. You'd be walking around, you won't even have balls. You'd have
By that
sunflower
time,
seed.
oh my gosh, we have more information. Hold on, we'll go up. Okay, we'll go. Phil will read this in a second, but what was I going to say? So, what we're getting at here is roosters get around. You know, like,
I gotta share this.
okay.
So the last part of it says something you can do to help the hen is to ensure that the rooster's spurs are short, and if he is mating frequently with certain hens, fit them
So
out.
I knew it. I'm like, I knew they didn't just lay eggs.
Huh.
So she will squat down the ground and spread her wings to steady herself, mount her from the back, grabbing her head feathers with his beak and treading her with his feet to find a stable spot on which he can balance. He would use his claws to get a steady grip on her. This is where most injuries to hens occur. He said, something you could do to help the hen is to ensure that the rooster's spurs are short. If he's mating frequently with certain hens, fit them out with hen saddle for protection. All right, now that's something y'all get. People gonna have their stimulus check trying to be like the rooster.
Yep, you gonna have to
Yeah. I mean, this is, I feel like if you're buying this with your stimulus check, Phil, I feel like you can't possibly go wrong. This is obviously a great deal. I mean, you get to witness this great ritual of mating in front of you alone, and that's just worth the price of admission right there. But I mean, like, and then on top of that, you get free eggs. I mean, this is just, I don't know how you could possibly go wrong.
There is a video that shows how they mate.
All right, we're not showing that on the stream because that will probably get the video taken down. No, actually, it probably wouldn't. It's educational, but
nobody wouldn't even.
I just don't want to show that on stream because, frankly, I don't want to see it.
I don't either, but but I was thinking about like getting a chick with my stimulus check. I just ain't got nowhere to put it.
Terrible investment. Like we're joking about it, but I'm
gonna just leave my I'm gonna leave my chicken in the oven. Like I ain't got no chicken coop, so I'm gonna just use the oven as a coop. So that way, you know, if I ain't got no money to feed it, I just turn the oven on high.
Oh, well, see, it works out for you either way.
Oh my!
It's gonna be really weird eating a not defeathered chicken, though.
I don't know. Have you ever tried defeathered chicken?
No.
Have you ever tried chicken feet?
Yes, I have tried that.
What's the first meal you're gonna buy with your stimulus check? You got to get something delicious.
First meal?
I don't really buy food. I mean, I buy food.
Everybody get a stimulus check meal. Don't lie like y'all don't get your stimulus check. Like, all right, I'm not eating no bullshit today. I'm not about to eat a bologna sandwich today. I just got my stimulus check. It's no bologna today. Red Lobster gonna be jumping.
Oh, I mean,
I'm going to pick out a lobster. I'm gonna name it.
I'm gonna to a restaurant a long time. I mean,
I'm gonna name my
maybe when the pandemic.
Guess what my lobster's name gonna be? Stimpy Stimulus.
We go to Cooper's Hawk every week, so
Cougar Hawks.
Yeah, I just haven't been out to any restaurants since. It's not like I haven't been able to go. They do dining in a socially distanced, safe way. I mean, And I don't even think you have to wear your mask when you sit down most of the time. But like I really just don't particularly. I never really went out that much like to restaurants before. It was like a once every while thing, so it's not like I'm losing that much, you know. And hopefully we're gonna be done with this soon. We were actually, did we talk about that just in the pre-stream, the 100 million vaccine plan or whatever?
We didn't just talk about the stimulus check, man. I'm so excited.
Well, anyway, that's another thing that's going along with this. This was supposed to be passed, and I guess it was supposed to lead into.
Really should invest it.
Yeah, I actually. Oh, I was going to talk about what I was going to do with it. I'm thinking about buying a new phone. I have currently got an iPhone 6 or something like that. Yeah, it's super old.
Them iPhones.
And I need to get a new phone. I don't know if I'm going to get. I would probably get like a 10 or something. It's still outdated, but it's new enough. I don't want to spend the entire stimulus check on it. I want to have some money left over. I mean,
that's a whole stimulus check.
It literally is. It's like about the whole thing. It's like 200. I would have like.
I don't even know what does the iPhone do so special that
it's not. It's not. I'm used to having this over the years. That's why I went with this one, even though I had like an iPhone 5S before this or something.
I just like everything linking up.
I bought this with the year the 10 came out. Like I didn't buy a 10 when it came out because I couldn't afford it. Like this was like $200 or something.
I got an Android. I still got my LG. I'm like, I know my LG's out of date.
This was the second most expensive phone or something, and I went with it because I didn't want to spend extra money for a 7 because it was the most expensive that I could really afford to do. When it was basically the same thing except it didn't have this button on it, which I don't.
So you got an iPhone 6. This is like iPhone 60 now.
It's the 11, I think now, or the 12. I don't even know.
You might as well have an Android.
Maybe I guess I could do like the 11 then. I don't know.
Too, but just with the Apple, like everything.
I have an Android phone. I could have them turned back on, but it doesn't have audio, so it'd be useless. No, I just need to. I either need to get. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting like the new Galaxy too, but it's like also like I don't really care for Androids that much.
I want the cheapest phone that they got. I don't need all that. Bro, I guess since I'm getting stimulus, I could get a new phone, but it just doesn't feel the same in your hand when you first get it.
No, you get chickens, so you can give me some eggs.
I'm thinking about the phone just because
the chicken's a good idea though.
The option to upgrade the whole time, and I just think it would be nice to just buy a new phone because this thing is not getting updates anymore. So I really probably need to upgrade.
I just don't know where I'm gonna put the chickens. Like I said, I might store them in the oven, let them live in the oven, just take like the little middle piece out.
You have an apartment anyway, don't you?
Yeah.
I also thought about investing it into crypto, maybe some of it.
It's huge too.
I'm not sure which crypto it will be. Obviously, I don't have enough money to get into Bitcoin or anything, but like I can get into something smaller maybe. See if it goes anywhere or something. Maybe invest in some stocks that people are watching right now or something. I don't know.
Some people looking at the stimulus check like, boy, I'm finna go get me an ounce. I'm finna go get me some rims on my car. I'm finna go get me. You know what? I ain't investing nothing. I make money anyway. I'm finna go. I don't know what I'm finna do with mine. I
make enough money that I could
invest mine into some Bitcoins. I'm gonna wait for Bitcoins to jump again, and I'm gonna put like at least like 500 on the Bitcoin and spread it out on the stock. Cause like on Cash App, you could do stock now.
Oh yeah. Well, there's also like that Robinhood app that got in all that trouble for the GameStop stuff and like other stuff.
Like you can invest in like all kinds of different little stocks though. Like I think Nike and a few other things. You don't just have to do Bitcoin, but Bitcoin do go up. I made $3 off of it. I only had $10 on there. And it went down to $8. Then it jumped back up to $13. I took my 3 off, and I'm still at $11 right now. So I'm going back up. And when I get back to 13 again, I'm gonna take my $3 off again. But I was like, dang, if I'd have had 100, that'd have been $130. I'd have took 30 off.
You start doing the calculations. If I had enough money, if I had a couple zeros to it or something, how much more money would it be?
Tell them you get a Cash App card, the Cash App.
Oh yeah, I mean, I could definitely invest. I just don't really particularly have anything I'm looking at right now. Like crypto is just a thought. Like investing was also just kind of a thought.
That's why you turn 1,400 into 4,000. But just watch out for them people that's out there scamming because you've been got scammed. Like, hey, the scammer's about to come out now.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing. That's why everybody that does like the stock guy on Twitch and other people like that, like they all they put disclaimers on their stuff like, "Hey, I'm not giving advice here. I'm just providing my own personal opinions on what I'm doing." If you
They
lose all your,
lying. That's humble. That's like me going to have sex with a girl. Like, look, I don't want to have sex with you, but I do want to see you naked.
well, I'm saying like they give tips essentially, and they will answer questions in chat, but they also
No,
go with the guys that
no,
they're not
they
your
want
financial provider. They're
no,
not your financial agent, and then any
no.
advice
They
that
act
they
like
provide you, you're
they
taking
act
at
like
your
they
own
want to
risk.
see you naked, but they really want to screw you. That's the best way to put it.
I mean, this might be the wisest words I've ever heard in my entire life. All right, we should probably move on to a different topic. We beat this one to death. What do we want to go to? Let's go to since we're in like the politicsy realm. Let's go to the other politics story that we have, which is there was the Prince Harry and Meghan Markle interview.
That's
sorry,
a match
my
made
low
in heaven.
y'all. I'm
Hey,
just
Prince Harry, a G. Like even that doggone it. What's his name for Coming to America? I forgot his name. Well, Eddie Murphy. He wouldn't even give up his kingdom to be with Lisa.
It's true. I mean, like
Prince Harry was like
the craziest thing to me, like because I didn't see the whole interview or anything like that. I just saw like highlights here and there. And I just like that one part of the interview where they talk about like how the skin color was going to potentially be like a problem. Like, I was just like,
I was worried about the kids might come out dark skinned, but y'all want to have a black king?
Yep. Well, they even
no, it's like crazy that it's 20 or probably wasn't 2020, but whatever year it was, and that was still a concern of the royal families. You know, it's just so absurd that there's still people. And granted, you know, I kind of see where a little bit of what Harry was. I'm not defending anything that he said because I don't defend the royal family. I don't have any desire to, but I kind of understand the perspective of, well, yeah, I mean, that's, you know, it's like, do you really expect really old people to understand why the things that they used to do were really bad? You know,
They mad because like Queen Elizabeth is not used to that. Like the queen is not supposed to have an ass.
it's true. She's not. But I mean, imagine back in like the 40s. No, isn't that crazy? She was queen, like,
oh, you talking about when they had them dresses on?
Am I crazy? Was she not queen during like World War II also or something? Like it's crazy. Like
she might be a
she's
clone.
been queen for like ever or something. Like maybe like
She
right
might
after
be a
World War II,
clone.
when her dad died or something. You know, like I can't remember, but like it's such a crazy family, and I've always been fascinated and a little like subtly obsessed with the royal family in some ways, just because fascinates me because people act like they don't hold still power. They don't hold like actual constitutional power anymore, but they still are involved in the government. So like they are an important group, and they decide who gets to go into the House of Lords and stuff like that. So it's like so with people like literally making the decisions with some of the power in the country is still decided by the crown. So they are still important people, relatively speaking. So it's like, I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, that's so they kind of racist a little bit, man, for real.
1952. Okay, so like right after.
If it's Meghan Markle, well, what if it was Julie Roberts? She Irish. They probably wouldn't even like her either.
Well, yeah, right. So it's like, what would you? It's like it's one of those things where
we don't know that she.
But did you see they tried to apologize to Prince Harry and
it kind of felt like she
the Queen wrote an apology, like we don't want you all to feel like that we're racist or anything or have anything against you or nothing, because you know how she was talking about like how she was hurt. Oprah know how to get the juice out of people too, by the way.
Oh yeah, Oprah's a really good interviewer. She's been doing it for so long. You know what I mean? Like
awesome.
there's like she has always been good at interviews and stuff like that. But like there's also a point like you've been doing it so long. Like, if you don't have, there's a reason she got this interview. There's a reason she got the interview with Lance Armstrong. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, but it's messed up though how they kind of did her. Like, you know, he shouldn't even had to choose like between his kingdom and who he wanted to marry. It's just like Coming to America. It's just like the white version. it's like the white version of Coming to America.
It's this kind of brutal irony. Like he was brought up in this family where he was privileged his whole life, told that he was always going to be perfect and that everything was going to be great, and one day he might be king. You know, probably not, but he might be. You know, it could be one day. You know, maybe when he's old or something. You know,
it's just like Coming to America. I know you all see Coming to America too. He was probably like, you know what? Yeah. They probably had like a wife for him, like
Yeah, like pre-planned, and they were like, "All right, this is who you're going to marry. What do you think about that? Oh,
He's
actually, I
like, I
found this
can't
girl
get a
I really like.
Kardashian.
She's this American actress." And they're like, "Okay, we'll see what her deal is." And then
He's
immediately
like, they
they're
brought him a
all like,
Michelle
her
Pfeiffer, and
views
he wanted a
red eye as soon as
Kardashian.
she comes in. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, but they don't notice because they're not paying attention for that. I mean, like, it's
But he
just a
was
messed up
already
situation, all
what I
around, in my
saw, he
opinion.
was already worried about like her turning in, like her having an accident like his mom did. Like seeing his mom, the way she was treated, he made the comment like, I didn't want my wife or my son to have to go through that of what I did and what I saw my mom go through. So
Yeah, I think his mom was
Yeah.
assassinated.
I have no idea. It's been speculated over the years. I mean, it's a pretty crazy situation,
you ain't heard nothing from his daddy though.
Yeah, yeah, who's going to be king, right? So it's like
Well, and
the
they said,
future. But if he doesn't die, that is, you know what I mean? Like, but like, like, yeah, I mean, it could have been
Should have
him.
chumped his mom off, like like real people, like
It's
shut
pretty high
your
up. It could
ass
have been.
up.
I almost wonder if it wasn't even somebody that was like actually like a direct. It could have been like one of the weird like members of the family that's like in a position that isn't like no, but they made it seem like it was like really high up. Like it wasn't like a small deal. Like
She probably getting death threats and everything. I'm talking about.
oh, she was. She was horribly treated by the British press. Like the British press
It's
absolutely
like, we're
slandered
going
her.
to find you and we are going to make you white with death.
It's. I mean, Piers Morgan just lost his career. I mean, like. And he's like a pretty well-known reporter or pretty well-known like TV personality.
But Harry, he a G. He gets a hood pass. You come to anytime, Harry. You're welcome.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, that story to me is just wild. I'm glad we talked about it because I've been thinking about it. It's one of those you hear news stories and they kind of go around in the back of your head a little bit.
Yeah, but that's messed up though. Wait till they kid come. That's what's gonna be real interesting.
He says 21. You know what I mean? It's like it's crazy.
Have they had kids yet?
One on the way.
Yeah, I think that's the one that's about to be born. Is the one that was the one that was concerned about. I'm not sure though.
So that's actually his grandma that's tripping on him.
Archie was baby born 2 years ago. Maybe he might be about 2 right now.
Okay, so they do got a kid.
Yeah, they had their first kid because it was a big deal when they had their first kid. That's where all the controversy circled around. Was the first
having
kid.
A little girl, and Harry already said, "That's it, we're done."
Oh, they had a little Steph Curry. Little Steph Curry gonna be shooting threes.
Right.
That's funny. All right. Let's see. Do we? Okay. I say we go straight to fun stuff. All right. WandaVision ended.
If you didn't watch it, too bad.
Yeah. Sorry. Spoiler warning. We do this every week. We're about to spoil the heck out of it.
Yeah.
So White Vision is a thing. I mean, White Vision was already a thing, but we didn't talk about it last week. So obviously we have to catch up on it. I don't know. He's going to come back, obviously. They imply he's going to come back, and he's got his memories now, so he probably won't be in love with Wanda or anything. But
well, yeah, so it's probably going to be the White Vision because the original Vision is dead.
I'm thinking West Coast Avengers. You know what I mean? Maybe or something like that. Like he's going to go off the West Coast or something, or maybe.
I mean, they brought it back to normal.
I
think White Vision is going to survive, but he's going to be some weird stuff. Like,
yeah, he's not going to be the same Vision because he's just new. I mean, he's going to whatever experience he has between the time we next see him is going to be what forms who he is. So he could be a bad guy by the next time we see him.
I mean Vision really wasn't a person anyway.
No, but he was still a good guy. I mean, he was also worthy enough to wield the hammer.
It's crazy. They killed off the kids too.
Like that means he's literally worthy. It's magic.
Did y'all watch it all the way to the end through the credits and then do the double credits? Like it showed two different things during the credits.
Yep.
Wasn't nothing real interesting though.
Yeah.
No, there was some hints at stuff. It was mostly what it was.
Cool when they called her into the theater.
Yeah,
set that up because I think
get Monica Rambeau into Captain Marvel too.
But also, there's hints of a new series with Samuel L. Jackson in the Krill.
What, the Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
No, not like Shield though, because Shield doesn't really
It's
exist.
probably going to be a Sword show or some Sword is
Yeah.
affiliated show because Sword is the organization that does space stuff. It's the one that Captain Marvel is also affiliated with. So, so I'll probably do that. Because I think Sword has already appeared in the MCU, or at
Hey,
least been.
you know what they should do? They should take all the WandaVision episodes and just put them all together and make a movie out of it. Just go ahead and throw a movie together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Put them all together and make it a movie. That would have been a good movie if they would have did it in episodes.
No,
Well,
I want to do.
it would have been a couple of movies. I mean, it was 9 episodes of 45 minutes apiece, so it would have been like a couple of movies. I mean, like it's what they did essentially was they just made a couple of movies that were essentially their own arcs in the story that was the show. And you could probably watch 3 to 4 episodes back to back to back to back uncut, and you would be like, "Oh yeah, it's a good movie."
Hey, but what happened to the kids though? So they just dissolved in the thin air too, just like Thanos when he snapped his finger.
So that was one of the post-credit scenes. Is you hear the kid yelling at the end when she's doing like the astral projection thing. So he's still out there somewhere because we talked about this. He's also like a reality warper manipulator. So he probably like in that universe manipulated reality so that he would exist or something.
Who, the kid?
Yeah, if they gave him reality warping powers, he's also a kid. Why would he not just make himself real if he wasn't real? I'm pretty sure they would have been able to figure it out. Like
He's gonna come back as a superhero. His name gonna be Pinocchio. I want to be a real boy.
I mean, that's the joke that someone's going to clearly probably make at some point. But like Wiccan is like actually legitimately super powerful character, so he's gonna probably years down the road come back and be an important character in the MCU if they're still going at that point.
I want to be a real boy.
Or they could shark with it, and he could be an adult in Doctor Strange too. I have no idea.
I thought it was pretty good. There was a lot of action on the last one. It was kind of everything I expected. Like when he beat that, when she beat that other witch lady down, like and got her, turned her back into a goofy ass lady. I was like,
Agatha is a B tier Marvel villain for me, to be completely honest with you. I really like the story, but she just doesn't hit for me as a villain. Like she's just as average as most Marvel villains are to me. But I like the idea of an evil witch in the Marvel universe. But like I thought that like for sure she was going to be the connection to Doctor Strange, and she's not really. So
they didn't really like.
nah, she was just a hater.
To go to.
That's where I'm a little lost because they said this is the connecting point, and I didn't see where it connected.
I don't even see where Agatha came from.
I guess maybe the book is maybe something that Doctor Strange will be interested in because it's like another magic book that maybe he doesn't have. But like,
I don't see why they can't bring Vision back to life. I mean, they did it with the Mind Stone, but
the Mind Stone don't exist no more. Remember?
But the white one, the white one had on his forehead. He had like a little, like a VCR.
Oh no, that's just like a chip in his head or something. Or like some sort of advanced AI holding mechanism or something. I don't know. That's what
that's the chip they're gonna put inside of people when they start that Mark of the Beast stuff. People gonna have chips in their forehead like Lil Uzi with a diamond in his head.
Now, if it scares you, and the Japanese are also working on full dive VR, literally to be released next year.
Full dive VR, what is that? They're gonna give you like some eyeballs.
That's not a joke. Plug in.
Oh, plug in like the Matrix, where they
literally like the Matrix. Yep, that's what full dive means. Your brain is now wired into the system. Yep.
Well, shit, they might be able to wire you up and teach you karate like they did dude on the Matrix.
I don't know that that's how that works. I mean, you could definitely learn the techniques. You just wouldn't have the muscle memory that you would have. Well, now that's the interesting question. This would be a good philosophical question to ask scientists that know physics better. Would me training in a VR mind simulation train me in real life? Because I've trained the movements. Will the muscle memory be programmed into my muscles though? Because I've never done the movements with my muscles. I'm guessing no. But I don't know enough about science to say. But yeah, WandaVision's finale was actually really good. I expected it to kind of be a little bit of a downer. I mean, I wish it had tied up some of the loose ends a little bit better. The bad guy in this was another Shield agent, basically.
Was Wanda really?
Sword.
Wanda was the bad guy, really.
A Sword agent. I mean, like, which is like fine, I guess, but it's like
Well, Wonder
And I
Woman-
guess Agatha is technically the bad guy, but it's almost like how some Marvel movies have had multiple bad guys, or some other superhero movies have had multiple bad guys, and it just doesn't land perfectly
I'd like,
because it's
I'd like
a little mixed.
the FBI.
Yeah, Wanda technically turned her vibrator
Other
into
movies have done it well though. The Dark Knight has like 4 villains, and it's like great, like so it's like
and got pregnant by it.
so it's like I don't know.
I still can't picture Vision hitting that. I'm sorry, my brain be,
I'd like to see some
no.
stuff. I like to. So here's what I want to see coming
This
out of it.
computerized dude,
I
like,
want to see Wanda pop up in something else, maybe that we're not expecting. That because we're gonna have to get her into the next movie somehow, and she's not connected to any of the characters. So there's some legwork there between now and Doctor Strange 2, but they have time.
well, she's still connected to Vision, White Vision.
So that's the other thing. I want to see White Vision do something in the next movies. Probably, I wouldn't imagine he's going to come back in another TV show. I think it kind of feels like that would be forced.
I hope they don't bring his ass back all soft, man. Vision ain't supposed to be soft like that.
He's not. We saw him. He's kind of brutal now. So I think he'll be a different Vision that's a little more messed up because he was programmed to kill. I mean, the first Vision was also programmed to kill, to be fair, but still.
They're supposed to give Vision like a Dragon Ball Z voice. Like, what are you doing?
That would be incredible.
Like everybody on Dragon Ball Z got hard ass voices.
And every time he had to use the Mind Stone, that he had to charge up his like chi, like they have to in the show, and be like, ah! And he just
he's supposed to have a hard. Like I expected him to be hard. Like what I'm saying, like what? You want me to power up?
He just has the same voice. Yeah, I know. It's funny. They found an excuse to put Paul Bettany in even more uncomfortable looking makeup somehow.
Right.
Or maybe it was more comfortable. Who knows? But either way. But yeah, I like the finale. Didn't really have any particular complaints. It was good. All right. In other Marvel news, and we'll get to DC in a second. Coming up next week, we have Falcon and Winter Soldier. So we're rolling straight into it. So if you're not already subscribed to Disney Plus, if you're not part of the 100 million, I'm not giving them free advertising or anything. I'm just saying, like, you should get
Falcon
in now.
and Winter Soldier.
This is when it starts to roll. We have like a week to catch up on this 8 episodes or 9 episodes of WandaVision, and you won't need to necessarily do that to watch the show. But if you want to be caught up on the MCU, if you've seen all the movies, watch that and then watch this.
Marvel, the black superhero. There is one.
It's gonna be a Captain America too. I mean, that's pretty cool. Captain Falcon.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So Captain Falcon.
Though, like, why is there only one black superhero and the other black dude?
One of them, the actor that was portraying one of them died. I mean, that's.
Oh yeah.
Chadwick's death really hurt that in that regard.
Yeah, I
wouldn't be surprised if he'd have shown up in this show because it would have made kind of sense. You know what I mean? Because that was a whole plot in Black Panther, was the whole the separatist black movements that those really dangerous ones that are out there that are like want to like literally they want their own ethno state.
About to take over now. He about to be the Winter Soldier. Same dude that got ate up by Eminem on 8 Mile. Papa Doc about to be the Falcon.
That's funny. I think it's.
I didn't notice that. Did y'all?
You know what the cool thing about this is that we're now going to get to see Bucky be Bucky from the comics, which is a Captain America sidekick. Which he wasn't Falcon's sidekick, but that's what he is to.
But that's crazy because Captain America was Bucky's sidekick. I know you got to feel some kind of way. Like, dang, this little puny, scrawny dude used to slap him in the back of the head. Now he Captain America throwing shields and shit.
All the time.
Well, yeah, they didn't get along with each other, but they grew to respect each other. Yeah, because they fought alongside each other and they hit off in Wakanda for years with Cap. Well, not for years, for months.
Lucky they hit his ass with them super steroids. He would have still been a little hoe. Like
after he got reprogrammed basically from the bad guys. I'm saying when they were younger, before Steve had the surgery and all that. Like Bucky was his boy. Like they.
Their friendship literally went back to the 1940s. Yeah, they were like lifelong friends before the World War II started. Like, yeah,
they was friends. Like, but
actually, there's a scene that's pre World War II.
And see, Bucky saw Cap get on them steroids. He's like, shit. He got on some of them steroids too. Got strong as Cap.
Yeah, well, they
Cap had the original steroids.
See, this is the BS of the Marvel universe, is that apparently they somehow still were able to reproduce, even though they killed the Hydra agent in Captain America. Oh, sorry about that. But even though they killed the Hydra, I had that set because I was gonna go to bed today earlier, but I just didn't turn it off. That's awesome. But anyway, sorry about that, y'all. But anyway, what was I trying to say? I completely lost my train of
You were
thought.
saying something about the Falcon is about to be the best new superhero.
I don't remember.
Nah,
I don't know. It was something about
Winter Soldier. I think the Falcon kind of corny though, because he got the first time you seen him, he get his ass whooped by Ant-Man.
That's one accurate thing Marvel does. They do this in the comics all the time. Well, Captain America's, like literally Wolverine and everybody else is like a failed experiment of Captain America that's got regeneration powers, including Deadpool. Like everybody is just a failed Captain America.
Dude, Captain America got regeneration powers.
The Winter Soldier was a perfect example in the Marvel universe that they just did it. They were like, yeah, this thing is gone. That was the joke. That was the joke I was about to make. They literally killed the Hydra agent that stole the formula. So I don't know how the Russians got a hold of this, but whatever, sneaky Russians. But but yeah, I mean that's ironic. And so you have like a World War II like pro like America film in the first one, and then like a pro anti-Russia film in the second one. I didn't even realize that. Wow, everything's propaganda, guys. Just anyway,
they should probably make LeBron James play the new Black Panther. Nah, can you hear him? They should use Michael Blackson.
I don't even think they do. They
I think
recast?
Michael Blackson would be good for the new Black Panther. Only thing is, he probably thinking too funny, and Michael Blackson could play the new Black Panther. They gotta find somebody.
They're gonna have his sister do it. She's taking.
Well, I don't know about that. I think that actually might be less likely because I think didn't Letitia Perry get in some trouble like a little while back?
What?
I think so.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm misremembering.
I don't think so.
I could be wrong. I could just be misremembering.
But yeah, the Falcon and Winter Soldier. So that's gonna be like a series that you can watch. It ain't gonna be rated R though.
No, but I think it'll be like
Marvel need to go back to rated R. DC gonna take over. Like that new Justice League thing about to come out. The little Zack Snyder. I wonder what the remake's gonna be like if that's gonna be rated R.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, possibly. I don't know.
What other movies have Zack Snyder made?
13 or something. Like I think maybe what they'll go with, because the original Batman v Superman and Justice League both have dark moments in them. They just aren't.
Yeah, it'd be good. Like they had Superman like punch through somebody's stomach,
convert the world to darkness, which presumably kills everything. So it's like he's probably doing some pretty big damage doing that.
So what other movies have Zack Snyder did? Like what else has he done? Like
he did Suicide Squad. He did
that was rated R.
Yep. He's done the Watchmen movie. He did
that was rated RR.
Batman v Superman. He's done.
He's done a lot of films. Around with his thing hanging out all the time.
He's done a lot of films. I can't name all of them off the top of my head. But
that means Zack Snyder's Justice League gonna be blowing their heads off. Superman punched somebody and their head just punched their head completely off.
I think I saw a Zack Snyder movie when I was like 13 called Sucker Punch or something like that.
I was gonna say it says he was a co-screenwriter for 300, Sucker Punch.
Yeah,
I remember Sucker Punch.
I remember that being my introduction to Zack Snyder films, and that's why I wanted to see Watchmen eventually, but I never ended up watching it when it was originally released. But
this is supposed to be the same Justice League movie though, without like the PG-13 edits.
Stuff.
Oh yeah, he's been he's very active director.
Suicide Squad.
But is this supposed to be the same movie? Like is it going to be the same movie?
And all that stuff.
Like the Justice League, is it going to be the same movie, or is it going to be a remake of the same movie in a different way?
Yeah, so they're just recutting it. It's not going to be a new film. It's just it's going to be deleted scenes that they didn't use. It's going to be like 4 hours long too. And I think they're doing it in TV parts basically or something like that. I forget. They talked about a while back how they're going to go about doing it.
And it was supposed to come on HBO Max. So did you think it's going to be more violent? I want to look it up.
So they've talked about what they're going to what the plans are for the film, which rated R was talked about. There were people saying it should be, and they were like, okay, but it's Warner Brothers, so they're not going to do that. And that was the discussion that was had, I think, behind the scenes, probably with them too. Was like, can we really do this? Probably not. So what my guess is it's going to be kind of close to the same film, but Zack Snyder has enough money and reshooting ability and talent.
DC, that's some cheap shit. I'm sorry, DC, that's cheap. Y'all gonna bring out another movie that's like you know what? That's like when they did Deadpool. The other one.
Look at how much money they gave him to reshoot it.
Didn't they do like that Deadpool? they reshot it. That means it's gonna be a different movie.
Well, they're only reshooting some scenes because they didn't have shot. There were some things that they didn't end up shooting, I think, because he didn't have the film anymore. So
Did anybody see that other Deadpool? Like, remember Deadpool did that remake? I guess was it supposed to be a PG-13 version of it?
Oh, I never saw that. Like the Christmas thing, yeah, they have for kids. Yeah, I didn't see that because I liked Deadpool too much. I didn't want to ruin that experience for myself by making it PG because it would have just been all the same jokes, just with bleeps and stuff. It would have been the only thing because they would have played that for comic effect more than they would have like actually made it like safe for kids. You know what I mean? Like, but
Boo.
Anyway, speaking of safe for kids, let's talk about some sports. So there was an NBA All-Star game, right?
Yeah, the All-Star game was last weekend.
So obviously, along with that came like the dunk contest, 3-point contest, all that, the skills challenge.
Yes,
So,
Steph Curry won the 3-point contest, of course.
worst great shooter of all time.
So, man, he's geek. Him and Day, man. If y'all didn't watch the All-Star game, you missed out on a crazy event, man. They almost got up to 200. They went up to 170. They had to go end it by points. They ended it by 170. But like,
it is so different than like the Pro Bowl because you watch the Pro Bowl and you're bored out of your freaking shoes by like the second or third play, you know.
I tell you, everything was good except for the dunk contest. That shit was trash. I don't care what nobody say. That dunk contest was trash. They didn't have no creativity or nothing. It's like they just was like, I'm just gonna go out here and dunk. LeBron should have went ahead and been in that one if they just gonna do regular. They did regular tomahawk jams. One dude tried to kiss the rim. He completely missed it. The one that won. Simon or something, whatever his name was. It was complete no name, but I mean, but dude from Dayton was in the dunk contest.
Obi Toppin?
Yep, he was in the dunk contest.
Did he at least have a good dunk?
Yeah, he had a good dunk.
I'm not surprised. He's actually really good at driving.
He got to the finals. Now I was proud about that. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, somebody from Dayton is in the dunk contest. Dayton put us on the map.
Absolutely, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Obi Toppin was in there. He came in there. He did his thing. You know, he did some corny ass dunks too, though. But he lost to the other dude because he just did the basic dunk. He just practically jumped up. Man, if you already 6 foot, like if you're over 6'7", you're pretty much not dunking. That's like me dunking into the garbage can.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's funny because you expect that to be like the big event because like I remember watching it last year and just catching a few like highlights from it and being like, dang man, they put so much time and thought into this, and then like a year later they're like,
man, the age of basketball has changed. Like this 3-pointer thing is what everybody's on now. Like the 3-point contest was actually bigger, was more anticipated than the dunk contest. And then they didn't have no real contestants. Like superstars used to participate in things like the dunk contest, like the 3-point contest. Steph Curry was in the 3-point contest. I don't think Damian Lillard. I don't even see the 3-point contest. I missed it. But like the 3-point contest has stars. The dunk contest is getting stupid because they don't put it ain't no stars in it no more. They don't put the all-stars in there. Like that's some bull. They don't want to do it because they talk about injury. They sound like some little hoes. But the All-Star game was pretty good though. Like, I mean, but they were shooting threes the whole time. They was going out. It looked like a WNBA game if it wouldn't have been for big man. I can never say his name. Adakupaku. Giannis. Like Giannis. Like, if he went out there, if he went 16 for 16. Like he didn't miss one shot.
Wow.
All-Star game. He won the MVP. Of course he was. But he was in there dunk. That was the only like dunking, but it's mainly a 3-point show. Steph Curry shooting from the half court line. Now they did have it where all of them did a dunk, like Steph Curry, Chris Paul, and Damian Lillard. All of them did an alley-oop dunk on the same side. Team LeBron pretty much kicked the shit out of Durant's team.
Okay, it was a pretty good lineup for the 3-point contest. You had Steph Curry. There's some names I don't know in here, but most of them I do. It's Steph Curry, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Zach LaVine, Donovan Mitchell, and Devin Booker. So
yeah, there's some names though. Like them some stars.
There's like
the dunk contest. I mean, besides Obi Toppin, and the only reason we like him is because he's from Dayton. You know, he came off of Dayton, so you know that's something. You could tell how much of the difference he made in Dayton for how we doing this year. They cheated us out of our shine, but it's all good.
It's okay.
You know what I mean? get another Obi Toppin one day. But yeah, he was out there dunking. He did good. He made it to the finals against dude. I mean, dude really beat him with a whack ass dunk. Just dude had to have hops though.
Do those All-Star game MVPs, are those like tick in the box toward like you being in the Hall of Fame in the NBA? Like, I'm just curious. I don't actually know.
Yeah, man.
Because I know that like sometimes like Pro Bowls, if you get a Pro Bowl, but you don't necessarily have to play in that Pro Bowl.
Yeah, but see,
like,
they weren't playing no day. But see, the
no
difference between the All-Star games now and back in the day is they was playing. Like they was playing, they was trying to win. Like they was going at it. They was like playing defense. They was trying to block, steal. Like this All-Star game, pretty much whoever got the ball, the rest of the people just standing around when they came up court and just shot it. It was pretty much a shooting contest. When nobody playing no defense.
It's a weird season, yeah.
This new generation of basketball players, I'm not gonna lie, man. It's just like it's a lot softer than what it used to be. It's just not the same. All-Star game used to be the East versus the West, so that their side is the best. Like they didn't change this shit and made it all gender like appropriate. So they calling it Team LeBron and Team Durant. That shit's stupid as hell. It should be East Coast versus the West. You know what I mean?
It's really convenient that those two guys are there.
But I think they did that because the West is so dominant. Like the West had so many dominant players for so long, you know, like with all their teams being dominant. But I still think they should go back to East versus West. That team, somebody like where they choose a squad, that shit's stupid. That shit's soft as hell to me. It's like
LeBron, we all know LeBron's intelligence, so he's just gonna pick like the best people. You know what I mean? Like
LeBron had the best people on the team, and that's just them trying to be politically correct. But don't nobody want to see that shit in the NBA. We want to see some like. Did anybody
want to see like an even number of people so that everyone can ball out? Yeah, exactly. Which is what the All-Star game is supposed to be. Yeah. But I mean, like, but that's the irony because they've done this with LeBron before, and it's like, you know, it's like, and they've done it with other guys like that. Like, it's like, who was it that did the golf thing where they just picked all the like athletes out of the pool of athletes and celebrities that they had? They just picked all the athletes that were the best athletes, and they were like, yeah, I'm just gonna teach you how to golf well, you know, like.
Yeah, and I know hopefully next year All-Star will be better than this because you know I know they still had to play like in the bubble a little bit, but man, I really think this is just stop this shit, stop it, NBA, come on, let's not be. I don't want to hear Team LeBron and Durant. They're the best unless they're gonna play 1-on-1.
Right.
That'd be hard to add to the All-Star game 1-on-1 tournament or something. You know, since everybody want to shoot threes, it look like the WNBA out there. Honestly, nothing against the WNBA. I'm just saying y'all don't really dunk that much. I mean, at all. But you know, what I mean, it's just. I mean, I'm not. No offense, like straight up. It's like no offense, like nobody. I'm just saying, like. The reason the WNBA don't get as much of a crowd is because, you know, they don't have a lot of dunking. Though it is good to watch. I mean, you know, it's just
not the views of this podcast. These are Phil's views.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's a statistical fact. Like, a lot more people pay for that, but you know, with them shooting the threes and stuff and just shooting around, that's what it. You know, I like the WNBA. It'd be nice to see a woman that just come in diesel, just dunking on chicks though, like bam.
Oh, like some like super tall, like actually like one of those chicks that's like usually like a different kind of athlete.
I mean, coming there dunking like LeBron, like where you have to check her birth certificate. Like, hold on now, like who is she? She come in like LeBron hawking, like I'll be like, damn. I turn on just to see her play.
I don't think you're allowed to check people's birth certificates.
Hey, but that's like I say, what if LeBron decided to do like Caitlyn Jenner? Could he still play basketball?
But it's the debate happening in the nation right now.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Like, so, like, if like somebody, let's just say who's like soft and could do that. I'm trying to think of somebody like. What if? Let me.
There's a joke I want to make here.
Let me not get my ass whooped. But like, what if like someone like I don't know? So I got to think of somebody that cry a lot. Like I don't know, someone like Russell.
It's kind of a joke I want to make here because my friend is a Bulls fan.
So like Russell Westbrook or somebody.
You know the joke.
I'm saying like decided, you know what? I don't want to be a man anymore. I want to be a woman, and I want to be identified as a woman. I'm just using Russell Westbrook as an example. I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know, like he wants to change his name to Rochelle Westbrook instead of Russell. He wants to be Rochelle. And so he decides, so if he becomes a woman, identifies himself, gets his thing cut off and grows some titties, I mean, can he legally, does he have to keep playing with guys? If he wants to be identified as a woman, does that technically mean that there's a woman in the NBA?
When you take those pills, because they make you like live your life as the opposite sex for a year to make you want to do that.
So will he be eligible to play in the WNBA?
Right. So as he's taking the medicine and they have the surgery to change stuff, that changes their body. So like right now, if LeBron James went and had surgery and stuff, that would change his body. Like that would change his like
man, he'll come in the WNBA, be scoring 100 points a game, just dunking over kids. Like, boom.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it changes your like it'll change the chemical body. Like he wouldn't be as strong.
Yeah, why you looking like that?
What?
That's true. Your face is looking like I don't know.
I just don't know what I don't know what to say about this issue because I actually don't really know that I have a particular opinion on this.
Well, how do you think women would feel about it?
How do I think women would feel?
How would women feel about it? We need to ask a woman like what would you feel like if somebody like LeBron James decided he wanted to be a woman, and instead of being called LeBron, he wanted to be called Lakeisha, and he went and he wanted to be Lakeisha, and he decided to go not play in the NBA because he wants to be identified as a woman and go to the WNBA. He's like 37 now. He'll be able to play till he's 50.
Okay, so
what's the era? What'd she say?
So is that legal? Is that
legally? Yeah, I mean, legally,
is that being politically correct?
People have transitioned and participated in sports.
That's politically incorrect, and physically unfair.
But in this day and age, when you want the fairness and all that, you got to let them play.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to play where they want to play, I mean, it's like I think if you talk to young women across the country that it's going to directly affect the most who are in sports, I don't think they care much, to be honest with you. Like, because that may be a person that they'll never be able to physically compete with, but I don't genuinely believe that anyway.
Okay, well, what if Brock Lesnar decided he wanted his name to be Brittany Lesnar, and he grows some titties and decide he wants to fight the women in the octagon, breaking their necks?
Well, if he grows them, we need to capture him for experimentation.
Yes. If he
like one woman, he gonna be able to fight. Like, I mean, some things
this is important science, man. We have to take care of this, and we can't tell them.
Think about like, I don't know how we got on this subject, but I was just thinking about that though. There's some things that just be running in my mind sometimes. You know, when we're talking about being politically correct, and I know we don't talk about politics on the show that much, but that's kind of funny though. Like. Nobody
we talk about it like every show, actually. I don't know why, like every other topic. But it's like but that's on purpose because everything is inherently political.
But look, that's what I mean by like the NBA thing getting soft. Like, do you think pretty soon they're gonna change it from like the NBA to like the WMNBA, like women and men's NBA, and merge? I think that's what's gonna happen eventually. They're gonna merge the women. And
then just have it be like two separate organizations within the same organization or something. I mean, that makes sense.
They're gonna have the women and men on the same team. They're gonna draft the women. They're gonna have women draft day. Like this Women's Month, so I don't want down, but I think that honestly, they need to go ahead and cut the WNBA out and let these women get drafted into the NBA. I mean, they can still be shooting guards. They might not be dunking on nobody, but some of these women probably could play in the NBA. I feel like what I mean.
There's definitely talented enough shooters, right?
So they should like it's gonna happen eventually anyway. Watch, it's gonna happen eventually anyway because WNBA ain't making enough money. They're gonna have to let some of the women like get drafted to NBA teams because the way the vultures are going right now, it's gonna change. Watch. I remember I said it first.
The interesting thing about the shooting, even maybe some small, even not maybe forward, but like maybe like even like if it wasn't such a size disparity, you could almost work someone that's got a good mid-range shot in there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
Because
Remember,
the
I said
shooting
it
doesn't
first.
change because it's the same height. So it's not the shooting's not going to change. The defense is going to be more contested,
They're
obviously.
gonna have a draft
But
year.
if you've not shot contested and you're in the NBA, then what are you doing? You know, like
They're gonna bring women to the NBA one day
I don't
because
know that
I think they're gonna mix it. I think they're gonna merge like the ABA and the NBA used to be like
sometimes
these.
it's been a female kicker in the NFL. I don't know that it's happening anytime soon, but I mean, it could.
I seen it on a movie. I forgot what it was called, but
There's been a lot of movies that have tried to do that, and because they were trying to, imply to society, hey, we should do this, through film or whatever. Society just needs to catch up now, I think. But
I think that's gonna happen. That's a good idea. See, I thought of it first. So if anybody think about it, this is copywritten. I already said women are gonna go to the NBA though. I don't know. It might be kind of exciting though, especially like if a woman come up like and body the hell out of somebody like LeBron James and
that would be awesome.
or break their ankles or some stuff like seeing a woman break a dude's ankles. That would be kind of exciting.
Amina from the WWE becomes the female Dikembe Mutombo.
Like that'll be hard though. Like women come out there and start seeing highlights where a woman then broke this dude ankles. Like, oh, she did them, and then bust a three. Like, whoosh. But that's how the All-Star game looked. Anyway, they was shooting threes and stuff. I mean, they was doing some dunking. But it was like one person dunking. Like, come on, man, give me some action. I want to see some. Somebody getting their ankles broken and go to the hole and dunk on them. Like that's what I think is the difference between the NBA and the WNBA. Like, I mean, WNBA have people go to the hole, but NBA
Interesting though is there's a whole group of people that watch like women's college basketball out there and take it as seriously as the men sometimes. Like, and so it's like
it's the ticket sales that makes the difference though. Like,
I don't agree. I'm just saying like it's to me there's something weird that when it gets to the national level, people just still aren't comfortable with it.
Sponsors, they don't get on the sponsors. Sponsors are sexist. Like for real, talk about it. Like why can I go get a pair of Jordans, but I can't go get a pair of Lisa Leslie's?
All right. Do we have any? I'm trying to think. Did I miss any other stories? I'm just gonna check our list really quickly while you guys finish.
Shout out to the women, man. They deserve some sponsors. That's what the problem is. They should at least come out with like one. Do they got a woman's shoe?
Like a women's like equivalent to a Jordan for the WNBA.
Yeah, like a women's shoe.
They probably have had women's shoe deals over the years. I just don't know because definitely for sure tried to push those for PR purposes at some point. You know what I mean? Like,
see, we should know.
Yeah, we've talked about everything.
I'm not telling a joke either. I'm like, we should know. We should at least know one woman's shoe. One.
Yeah, and the fact that we don't is reflective on society, I think.
And that's why it's gonna come back. I didn't brought it up too. I probably didn't started some.
Phil started the revolution. All right, so last story we had to talk about. We're still in the sports-ish realm, so it's tight. But let's go ahead and go to this little story here. Is Mike Tyson back at it again, throwing hands one more time, probably more than that, honestly. He seems like he's going to fight till he dies.
Holyfield.
I think he wants to die in the ring. I think that's what Mike Tyson wants.
And he want to bite his other ear off.
Ooh.
This time.
Now you can't hear anything.
Tyson going to bite his nipple off this time. He going to be hugged up. He just going to turn around and just be like, bam. I don't know if Tyson could beat Holyfield. Holyfield's still big.
He just eats his head. He bites his head off. He just opens his jaw.
Yeah, Holyfield got a big ass head though.
That's why he has to open it. Can't get it in there. It's a roast on both of them.
I don't know. I mean, Tyson in shape, so Holyfield got to get his. He got to get his shit together, like, cause man, Holyfield in shape. I mean, Tyson got his stuff together. Like, he looked real good when they was fighting when he fought Roy Jones.
Since they're probably going to be now, it's not going to be an equal match because obviously they were never ever equally matched because Tyson's just got that stupid power, right? But it's like because they're both old, all he has to do is gas him, dude, and the fight's over. You know what I mean? Like, but that gasses you in the process because you're also old. So that's what makes this interesting to me, because nobody has like the physical advantage anymore.
I think they both should just take steroids and agree to take steroids.
I'm pretty sure he steroided up.
Instead of how everybody check for drugs, instead do the drugs.
Was Tyson the one, or was it a different boxer that was
do the same dose of drugs? Like, why not? One time ain't gonna kill them. Both of them do the same drug. Get a shot before they go in the ring and give us a real show. Come in there. They're gonna have a heart
Both,
attack.
both their arteries just explode before they ever hit the ring.
That's why there's no controversy. Where you're like, well, he's on the juice, like everybody said about Manny Pacquiao why Floyd Mayweather didn't want to fight him. You know what? If he's on the juice, why don't you take the juice too? Why don't both y'all take the juice? But let's both be Popeye and eat some spinach.
Right.
Here's your
I would
candy.
not expect Floyd Mayweather to be the honorable boxer, but that's whatever, you know. Not that he's not an honorable fighter. Obviously, he is if he does that, but like his personality does not reflect somebody that will be that well,
Floyd Mayweather.
His whole thing is the whole like he used to be just a normal boxer and then he became money. You know what I mean?
Floyd Mayweather the best. Either way it goes. If someone's gonna whoop your ass, even if they like when they talk about he run around the ring, ain't nobody whose ass I could whoop is gonna get away from me in a little ass ring for 12 rounds. If he could do that, that means he could still fight. I mean, he just wasn't trying to go in there and get knocked out and go toe to toe. I mean, sometimes you got to be smart. If you know you can't whoop the dude ass, sometimes you got to fight him smarter.
Probably why he hasn't been concussed as much as other boxers.
I ain't running up on no big ass dude to get my ass knocked out. I know I'm a small guy.
I'm sure. Has he been knocked out? I don't even know.
Man.
I wonder if he's
who? Like he's only been knocked out.
Who? Floyd Mayweather?
No.
Tyson. Or Holyfield?
He's been knocked out once, wasn't he?
Holyfield, I think he did get knocked. Well, no, I don't think Holyfield been knocked out.
Let's find out.
I don't know. I know he's been. I think you know what he got knocked out. I think when he was younger.
Well, yeah, some of them do. That happens. Yeah. He was at 2 different Olympics. Oh no, sorry, it was the Pan American Games. The second.
Damn, he lost 10. Yeah, he got knocked out.
Yep. He was KO'd, and that happens to guys, though. You know, it's not.
Oh yeah, Riddick Bowe knocked his ass out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man got called Tyrone Booze. Awesome.
It'd be good to see, Tyson and them go at it, though. I mean, I would definitely pay to watch it. I like the Roy Jones versus Tyson. Though Roy Jones was already getting his ass whipped. After Tarver knocked his ass out, it was pretty much over for Roy Jones. For real.
It's kind of in a weird we were talking about this with the Jake Paul stuff a little while ago. Boxing's in kind of a weird state right now where
Jake Paul, they about to get knocked the hell out. They are not about to beat no real boxer. He beat Nick? What the fuck is his name? Nick, the kryptonite dude from the dunk contest.
Yeah, the basketball player, right? Yeah,
Nick. I can't even think of the dude last name. It's been so long. Nick Knight, something like that.
He got beat down. He got knocked out so hard and so fast that he got removed from everybody's memory. Like
Nick Knight.
Anyway.
I wouldn't want to be remembered. I wouldn't want you should have just stayed, left the light in basketball, and not come in fighting like that. But the Paul brothers, they talking about they want to fight Floyd Mayweather. Man, he's gonna get knocked out. I think Floyd Mayweather said he's gonna give him the fight, didn't he?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Floyd probably just thought, oh, a rich guy I can knock out. Cool.
Floyd is gonna beat the shit out of him. Like it's gonna be bad. He might not even just whoop his ass. He might just bloody him up. Let him run around looking stupid.
Because it's almost like this weird, like fantasy, like power trip that the Paul brothers are on, that they can just like fight for prize money, even though they're not. I mean, one of them is a trained wrestler, so I guess he's got some reason to be there. But we would think that'd be more of an MMA thing.
Yeah, but you stepping in the ring with some real deal Holyfield. You going big. That's why Floyd Mayweather about to take him and make himself 51-0 for the easy knockout.
Yeah,
I would like with Floyd. He need to fight. I think if you're gonna come back, fight somebody. Like let's do a real bout. Like I wouldn't mind seeing Floyd Mayweather fight. Maybe Adrian Bronner or something like that. I mean, even though Bronner
he's like knocking people out that call him out. To be honest with you, I think if you call Floyd Mayweather out, he will probably take the fight eventually after enough persistence, and if he sees
or even Gervonta Davis, because that's really the hot boxer right now.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing. Yeah, all the hot boxers from like a year or two ago are kind of like they all simmered out. It doesn't feel like even the champions they kind of lost their luster a little bit. So it's like
because they're not sellable, they're not marketable, they're not interesting.
So they got to get some new champions in, which that takes time. It just takes
you got to have a story about you or something that make you
interesting enough to get you a title. Yeah,
they need to bring Don King back to promotion because he knew how to promote the hell out of a fight. I'll give you credit. Don King is the greatest promoter ever.
Yeah, since
Floyd Mayweather started promoting and Julio Cesar. I mean, not bad. Oscar De La Hoya, they doing promotion now. All they do is sit on Instagram like, we got money. They sound like these rappers. They're like, we got money, you know what I'm saying? We stunned, my bot's about to come in here, $1 million man. They ain't like the old promoter Don King. You finna get your ass whooped. And then, have them looking at each other like they about to fight for real, throwing shit at the, during the interviews.
All right, we lost Tony. We'll get him back in a second, I think.
You know what I mean? They got to bring the excitement back to boxing.
Yeah, I mean,
we need another Don King.
Yeah, I think promotion is a big part of it. I think a lot of that got lost.
Yeah, when Don King is like 100 now.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not just Don King. I mean, I think you can impart your philosophies onto some people. It's just whether they choose to, do what they believe, what you taught them, that you believe is correct, or if they choose to do things their own way. Obviously, that can result in poor results for everybody involved overall. But at the end of the day, I still think that boxing can be a good sport, and I think it still gets good views for a reason. People still buy pay-per-views, otherwise they wouldn't keep having boxing events.
Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to have Tyson Fury go against Anthony Joshua, and that is going to be a good one.
Yeah, I mean,
but they got to have the champ fight more than once, freaking every 2 years. Like they said, we need more consistent fights too.
We're just talking about this. You need to have those stars with those good stories that deserve a title shot, and there's just not anybody like that right now.
Right. And MMA is all over the place. That's what makes it tough for MMA, because like it's all over the place. There's so many different channels with MMA, and like it's hard to distinguish like who's really the best person, because they flip the crown so many times so fast. Like they don't really have like a long-term champion, someone that's reigned for like 3, 4, or 5 years.
Yeah, that's also been missing from boxing for a long time. Even in Floyd's time when he was boxing, I don't think he held titles for a long at all. Like just because didn't he get stripped of stuff or something like that? Like
no. Well, see, I'll tell you what made Floyd great. It ain't the fact that he won. It was the fact that people wanted to see him lose.
Yeah, he was the
That's
bad
what
guy.
make a boxer great.
Is they want to see him develop that money character. Is what made him one of the greatest boxers of all time.
Yeah, that's what people go to boxing to see the champ for. They don't go to see the champ win. They go to see if somebody's going to be able to beat the champ. That's what I
51.
Yeah, right? You don't want to miss it. Like when Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson.
Because he doesn't need to, but he's just doing it for fun at this point, basically, because he doesn't need the money. Fuck that. You know what I mean?
Like when Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson, you know how many people on this earth regretted not watching that fight?
Anyone that didn't see it.
Yeah, everybody thought Mike Tyson was just gonna knock Buster Douglas out. He tore his ass up and got a video game made after itself. Mm-hmm. But that's what made it great, is seeing somebody beat the champion. Once Mike Tyson got beat, it was like the thing that hyped Mike Tyson is when he came back after he got out of jail, getting his titles back. Like when he fought Bruce Seldon, the day Pac got shot. It was a lot of hype. It was a big story. Like, Tyson got his belts back. Tupac got shot in the same day. It was like sad, and it was just, it's a lot of drama. Drama's what sells these sports nowadays, I believe. Ain't no drama. And when Floyd fought Pacquiao, that was like,
it's what baseball's never really had. It's what football has had for the entire time that it's been around, is that emotion that ties people to those teams, And hockey kind of has it in small bursts around the country. There are areas where there's really strong hockey fans, but I don't think anybody outbeats the NBA in just pure marketability. You know what I mean? Like,
no football.
Well, football is sold to everybody, but I feel like football is
starting to turn into more. Well, it's all becoming business now. The players are starting to have more control.
Numbers, yeah, football would definitely be the biggest one, but it's like. But like it feels like in terms of like what you can actually, I don't know. Maybe I'm going a little too like far around to get what I'm trying to say, but like I don't know. I just feel like all American sports are slowly going away. Not like anytime soon, but I think
all American sports been gone. Like they're already muted. Like the USA, not even is like when the USA basketball team was with Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and all them, they just completely destroy every team by like 50 points.
Well, I just think that maybe other sports, either other sports or maybe esports or other pastimes, will just take up our time in the years to come, and then we won't need distractions like sports necessarily anymore, or entertainment will just become easily accessible enough and prevalent enough that we
I
won't
think
need it.
baseball about to come up though. I
I
don't
think
know why.
baseball could experience a big comeback before everything fades away.
I think because baseball's starting to have a lot of drama.
Yeah, you had the Astros scandal, and then Fernando Tatis got his name on the map again, even though he was already been a prospect known for years, but he got it known to other
They add a
people.
little drama to it, and then they need somebody shooting for records. Like last time baseball was really hype was when Barry Bonds was there trying to beat like Hank Aaron's record, which he got taken away because he was on the juice.
Yeah.
Actually, Barry Bonds didn't beat it first. Mark McGwire did.
I want to hear something really sad about Barry Bonds. Still didn't make the Hall of Fame this year. You know who made the Hall of Fame this year in the MLB?
Who?
Nobody.
Not even Pete Rose.
Nobody.
That's because nobody probably voted. They was like,
but like the sad thing is like the steroid era basically ruined the careers of so many people. Like
it messed baseball up a little bit. Like that kind of did it. Them being on the juice, though, the way that these football players look, you think they on the juice. These defenders is like can't get away from these big turkeys. Like they coming to kill you.
not like like what are the what's they called him Big Mac. I can't think of his name. The guy that the giant dude. Anyway,
but they brought football back in basketball. It's just doing what it do now. When LeBron James leave, the league is about to turn. The league is turning into a 3-point league, which is why I think they about to merge the WNBA with it. Not saying the NBA players are getting solved or nothing, because you still got like people like Giannis in there, Duncan and a few other big men in there, still, AD, still in there doing their thing, but it's just not a big man. It's merging from a big man league to a 3-point shootout, which is why I think they should get rid of the WNBA and draft some women and just go ahead and add them to the team. Because they got. Think about all the rules they got. The flop rules. How many people flop now? You can't even really touch somebody without getting a foul now in the NBA. It's safe. It's safe coming in now. It ain't like they could tackle them. It ain't rough like it used to be. Like back in the day when it was Detroit Bad Boys and the Chicago Bulls, when they was coming in there clotheslining Jordan, and they would be like, just a total no call. Like he didn't hit him hard enough for it to call it a foul. I heard the slap, but I didn't see a bruise, so no foul. Back in the day, it was like that.
Did you decapitate him with the lariat? All right. Carry on.
Now, shit. Now, if they shirt touch their arm, like they turn around and they shirt touch their arm, foul, touch.
Meanwhile, when you need 5 seconds at the end of the game to score a 3-pointer, they just never call it.
Right. They about to bring the 3-point line back. They might as well make the 3-point line a half-court line now.
Some guys are really close to that thing when they're shooting now. It's pretty insane. It sounds ridiculous, but I've seen several games where
they shoot 3-pointers like
might be a step away from the 3-point or
look at how many points back in the day. NBA, you rarely seen a team like a game where a team scored over 100 points.
It's standard now. Yeah,
he scores like 95 to 87, or scores like like 95 to 86. You don't ever see a game now where both teams don't score at least 100. Every team scores 100.
Yes.
But
it's crazy how scientific it's gotten recently, but yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to talk about. I think Tony might be not able to reconnect, but either way, I think we'll just go ahead. We didn't have anything else to talk about, I don't think, anyway.
Well, it's time.
Yeah, so I think it's time to call it a show. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Phil? Anything you wanted to talk about or anything like that?
Nope. Everybody just look out. You need to tune in, when you're on here, leave your comments. Check out the Facebook page.
Yep. Yeah. Tempo Podcast. I don't know if it's on Facebook. I don't know if I ever set that stuff up, to be completely honest. We'll look into it. We have a Facebook page that was a temporary one that we had forever ago, which I think was just Tempo Podcast or something like that. I don't remember. But just follow us on anyway, I'm just gonna do the outro, which is make sure you guys like and subscribe and click that little notification bell so you know when we go live, so that you get notified every time we do one of these podcasts. And we will see you guys all next time.
All right, now, peace.